to History United, the podcast where we break down the history behind the lyrics of Billy Joel's song, We Didn't Start the Fire.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Amy.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Caroline. Before we get started, we have a shout-out request from our listener, 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝘁. Happy belated birthday. We hope we pronounced your name correctly and that you had a great day.
Happy birthday. Today we're talking about Alabama. It's a state in the southern United States, but this is about way more than geography. Alabama became a major battleground in the fight for civil rights.
In 1963, the whole world watched as black children in Birmingham, Alabama, marched for their right to go to school, the same schools as white kids.
At the time, schools in the South were segregated. That means black and white students had to go to different schools. It wasn't fair, and it definitely wasn't equal.
So the students took action. They wanted desegregation. That means ending the rule that kept kids apart just because of their race.
Those kids were so brave. They didn't wait for grown-ups to fix things. They stood up for themselves.
In May 1963, thousands of kids joined what's called the Children's Crusade. They walked out of school and marched downtown to Birmingham. Some of them were just 6 years old. They carried signs, sang songs, and peacefully asked for change.
But the police responded with violence. Chief Bull Connor ordered firefighters to spray the children with huge hoses and used police dogs to scare them. Can you imagine? Those brave kids. And what the police did was despicable.
The world saw kids being attacked just for marching. That moment changed things. People all over the country said, enough is enough.
And it worked. The protest made people pay attention and take action.
That's right. The protest did work. Slowly, schools began to desegregate. That means that black and white students could finally go to school together.
But it wasn't always peaceful. In Tuscaloosa, Alabama, when two black students, Vivian Malone and James Hood, tried to attend the University of Alabama, the governor, George Wallace, stood in the doorway to block them.
And he really stood in the door. But President John F. Kennedy sent the soldiers from the National Guard to make sure the students could go in.
It was a big win. And the next year, the U.S. passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It made it illegal to treat people unfairly in schools and other public places because of their race or background.
Even though Billy Joel says Alabama in the song, racism and segregation didn't just happen in one state. It was happening all over the country.
One girl's experience in Louisiana always makes me so proud of her bravery and so angry at the adults who tried to stop her. Let's talk about Ruby Bridges.
In Louisiana, Ruby Bridges made history in 1960. She was the first black child to attend an all-white elementary school in New Orleans, and she was only 6 years old. She did that when she was 3 years younger than me.
But think about this. That same little girl grew up and is still alive today. So this is not just ancient history. People are still dealing with these events and unfair laws.
But as a girl, she had to walk into school with U.S. Marshals protecting her. Grown-ups shouted at her and pulled their kids out of the building just because Ruby was black.
She was incredibly brave. She stayed in that school even when she was the only student in her class for a while.
Ruby helped open the door for other kids too. She showed that standing strong can lead to change.
Just like the children in Alabama.
And the civil rights movement wasn't just in the South. Protests happened right here in our area too.
So, one time, probably a few months ago, I saw a documentary called Ain't No Back to a Merry-Go-Round. It's about a protest that happened in 1960 at Glen Echo Park in Maryland. Black kids weren't allowed to ride any of the rides there, including the world-famous carousel. Listeners, that's just a few minutes from where we live. We go to camp there and ride that same carousel.
We love Glen Echo Park, and especially the carousel. It's sad that not everyone could go on it.
But this is where bravery came in again. Students from Howard University and our neighbors here in the Bannockburn area picketed the park. They marched every day for weeks.
And it worked. The next summer, Glen Echo was desegregated.
It's cool and kind of amazing to think history happened right here where we ride bikes and play today.
If you're a parent or an older kid, try to see Ain't No Back to a Merry-Go-Round. It's a powerful film that shows how people, even right here at home, stood up for what's right, and it was very well produced.
Now, today, civil rights are still being tested. President Trump is changing how the Department of Education works.
And many of the offices that protect students from unfair treatment in schools are being shut down, and programs that help make schools more welcoming for everyone are being taken away.
That's why it's so important to remember history, because these stories aren't just in the past. They connect to what's happening now.
When Billy Joel sang Alabama, he wasn't just talking about a place. He was talking about courage from kids, from communities, from people who believed things could change.
Well, this is definitely history that gets me fired up. I think we need to lighten it up with 2 jokes, one from Andrew and one from Caroline. Caroline, take it away.
Where do polar bears keep their money?
I don't know.
In a snowbank.
That's good.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
All right, and Andrew, it's your turn.
Here's my first dad joke. Get ready.
I love dad jokes.
I recently adopted a dog from the local blacksmith. When he got home, he made a bolt for the door.
Huh?
Like a deadbolt lock.
Oh, boy. Okay.
All right.
Well, then. Thanks for joining us on History Ignited. It's not always easy to understand,
But it's important to learn the stories. Because remember,
Teach kids history.
Prevent repeats.
That was actually pretty funny,
Mom,
Andrew.
When you
All right, yeah, let's take 5 minutes.
Take 5?
Mom,